Hey there! I've got a hilarious story to share about the most bizarre interview I've ever witnessed. Picture this, deep in the woods of the Pacific Northwest, where the trees tower like skyscrapers and the fog rolls in thick as soup. So, Bigfoot, yes, the Bigfoot, decided he wanted to start a podcast. I know, crazy, right? And his very first guest was this local legend known as Mumbling Joe. Now, Mumbling Joe's got quite the reputation around these parts. He's the kind of guy who could get lost in his own backyard and somehow end up in Canada. There they were, sitting on two tree stumps. Bigfoot had set up this whole professional-looking arrangement with microphones hanging from branches and everything. He's surprisingly tech-savvy for a cryptid, I'll give him that. He's sitting there, all 8 feet of him, with this tiny little headset perched on his massive head, looking like he's about to drop the hottest forest podcast of 2023. The interview starts off normally enough. Well, as normal as an interview with Bigfoot can be. He's asking Joe about his life in the woods, his favorite mushroom spots, the usual woodland small talk. But about 5 minutes in, Joe starts looking really confused. He's squinting at Bigfoot like he's trying to solve a particularly difficult math problem. Then, in classic Mumbling Joe fashion, he starts mumbling, "Wait a minute, where am I? How'd I get here?" And here's the kicker. He looks straight at Bigfoot, this massive fur-covered creature who's been talking to him for the past several minutes, and asks, "And who or what are you supposed to be?" Poor Bigfoot, he just sits there, microphone in hand, looking absolutely dejected. I mean, imagine preparing for your first big interview and your guest completely forgets who you are, and you're Bigfoot. You're kind of hard to miss. The whole thing devolved into Joe having an existential crisis right there in the middle of the woods, while Bigfoot tried desperately to salvage the interview. Last I heard, Bigfoot's given up on his podcast dreams and gone back to just being photographed really blurry from a distance. As for Mumbling Joe, well, he's still out there somewhere, probably wondering how he ended up in this story in the first place.